It was a cold, rainy evening when Daniel, a struggling single father, rushed out of the grocery store clutching a bag of discounted bread and milk. Every dollar mattered, his paycheck barely covered rent, and his little daughter, Emily, depended on him. As he hurried across the parking lot, he noticed something unusual: a frail elderly woman, dressed in a faded janitor's uniform, struggling to push a cart filled with heavy cleaning supplies. Her hands trembled, her back bent, yet she kept working quietly in the shadows, ignored by everyone passing by. Daniel hesitated. He was exhausted after a long day, and Emily was waiting at home. But then he remembered how his late wife always said, "The measure of a man is how he treats those who can do nothing for him." Taking a deep breath, he walked over. "Ma'am, let me help you with that," he said gently. The old woman looked up, startled. Her face was lined with age, her eyes weary, but there was kindness in them. "Oh, son, you don't need to trouble yourself. Nobody ever notices me." Daniel smiled softly. "Then it's about time someone did." He took the heavy cart from her and pushed it across the lot, despite the pouring rain soaking his worn-out jacket. She thanked him again and again, asking why he would bother when clearly he had his own struggles. "I don't have much," Daniel admitted, "but I do know what it feels like to be invisible. No one deserves that." The old woman's eyes glistened with tears as she listened. They parted ways, but not before she pressed a wrinkled hand over his and whispered, "You have a good heart, son. Don't lose it." Daniel thought nothing more of it. To him, it was just a small act of kindness. But the very next day, his life took an unexpected turn. He was called into the office at the company where he worked as a delivery driver. Nervous, he assumed he had made a mistake. But instead, the CEO herself, an elegant, sharp-eyed woman, was waiting for him. "Mr. Daniel Carter," she began, "yesterday, you helped an elderly janitor in the rain. Do you remember her?" Daniel nodded cautiously. "Yes, ma'am. She was struggling, and, well, it was the right thing to do." The CEO's expression softened. "That woman is my grandmother. She sometimes disguises herself as a janitor to see the truth in people's hearts. Many ignore her, some even mock her. But you treated her with dignity when you had nothing to gain." Daniel stood speechless. She continued, her voice thick with emotion. "My grandmother told me you're the kind of man this company needs, someone who leads with compassion. From today, you're no longer a delivery driver. You're being promoted to a managerial position. And, we'll make sure your daughter has the support she needs as well." Daniel's knees nearly gave out. His chest tightened, and tears stung his eyes. For years, he had struggled alone, wondering if kindness even mattered in a world that often felt cold and unfair. But in that moment, he realized something profound: every act of compassion sends ripples far beyond what we can see. When he returned home to Emily, he hugged her tightly, whispering, "Baby girl, things are going to get better. Always remember, help people, even when no one's watching." And that night, as Emily drifted to sleep with a smile, Daniel felt a peace he hadn't known in years. Because kindness, no matter how small, always finds its way back. Daniel didn't sleep much that night. He kept replaying the moment in his mind, how something so ordinary, so simple, had changed his life. He thought about all the times he had wondered if being kind really mattered, if anyone ever noticed. Now he knew, it always mattered, even when no one was looking. The next morning, he walked Emily to school. She skipped along the sidewalk, holding his hand tightly, her little backpack bouncing behind her. "Daddy," she asked, "why are you smiling so much today?" Daniel chuckled. "Because yesterday, I helped someone, and today, that kindness came back to us." She tilted her head. "Does that mean if I'm kind, good things will happen to me too?" He knelt down, looking into her bright eyes. "Sweetheart, kindness isn't about what we get back. It's about what we give. But sometimes, life has a way of surprising us. Emily smiled and hugged him before running off, leaving Daniel standing there with a warmth in his chest that no paycheck had ever given him. Later that week, his new role at the company began. It wasn't easy, there were challenges, responsibilities, and long hours. But Daniel carried with him the same heart that had led him to stop for a struggling grandmother in the rain. He treated his team with respect, listening to their concerns, helping where he could. Slowly, people noticed a change in the workplace. Employees felt valued, heard, and inspired. One evening, as he was leaving the office, the grandmother he had helped appeared at the lobby door. She wasn't in her janitor's uniform this time. She wore a simple shawl and carried a soft smile. "You remind me so much of my late husband," she told him quietly. He too believed that the strongest leaders are those who serve others first. Daniel's eyes welled with tears, humbled by her words. "I'm just trying to be the man my daughter can be proud of." The old woman patted his shoulder gently. "And you already are." Walking home that night, Daniel realized something powerful. Success wasn't measured by money, titles, or the size of a house. It was measured by the hearts we touched, the kindness we showed, and the lives we made better along the way. He thought about the rainy night when he could have walked away. Instead, he chose compassion. And that choice had opened doors he never imagined.